who can tell me what happened the last time we played?
Aliens.
Downtime activities.
Alrighty. So since I'm usually the one that does this, I'll do it. Okay, so Andrew learned Zoltan or whatever the fuck.
No, no.
Zoltan.
Andrew learned to speak.
Andrew
Andrew learned to
It's been
speak.
like 8 weeks. Like, how do we not know people? Yeah.
Valorant,
Andrew learned to
Valorant,
speak
that's what it
Valoronic.
is.
Valoronic.
Andrew learned to speak Valoronic, as did the AIs. Yet somehow Andrew did better.
Then one of them.
Oh, yeah,
And
no
both of them, wasn't it? It was both of them. He rolled. He got told the
BB did the best.
BB.
BB beat him by 1.
Did he?
I was about to mention that
Yep.
Zoltan.
Oh, we know who that is.
But Andrew learned how to speak Valoronic, as did the AIs. We were on our way to Valorant to drop off the crazy AI.
Still incorrect, but okay.
Yeah.
No one knows the name of your super planet.
I'm offended.
Yeah, it's
We
not,
were going
not written down
somewhere
anywhere,
in
so.
Valorant space to drop off the AIs.
Look, that's not my fault that it's not written down anywhere, Liam.
The person whose planet it is should definitely keep us informed of it.
Yeah. And then shit went down, and people were like, "Oh, fucking this other group of aliens that's still Velrons is fucking shit up." They're like,
Can we
"Hey,
just?
let's
you
just
forgot
fucking
the,
start
like,
a war."
2-hour fight.
I don't. What 2-hour fight?
The 2-hour fight between the captains.
What? I don't remember
I
that at
turned
all.
into people, remember? I spent an hour turning into people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Also, there was an awesome fight. There.
2 of
And
them.
Vincent decided to mess with
Covered.
people.
No, Vincent
I was
didn't
also
start to mess with.
called-
Vincent started being a douche. There's a difference.
He made Mary fall over. That would see a problem with that.
Yeah, you were being a douche. Everyone knew it was you.
He was also incredibly homophobic.
Oh yeah. That
What's
too.
new now?
Also, he
Anyways.
tried to vandalize Mary's armor, but she hid it in her room, so he couldn't.
What we need to do now is we just need to hook up some kind of ridiculous pulley system so that whenever specifically Vincent opens the door, like Vincent Strange opens the door, he just gets sprayed in the eyes with spray paint.
Just never let Vincent get bored, pretty much.
Oh god, I'm too tired. Everything is funny.
Does that help with the name there? It's right there.
So we're going to Anus? Okay.
Aeneas. Aeneas.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was a butt joke.
And we're a mature group of people.
I would just like to mention the Zoan
Yes.
ship kind of look like vaginas.
Oh right, that gecko thing. He's been
Yeah, get
insulting
going
you
freak.
with.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
I
be a
mean,
big
that
round
was...
freak.
And he posted
Yeah.
that picture on your door.
I have no idea how he got paper. I'm still impressed at.
Does I have a space book?
Well, like, for the record, even in the future, I'm pretty sure we would still have paper just because it's fucking... Like, you're not always going to have technology with you. Not to
Like
mention there are areas where it's not going to function properly.
Zai's cover story, his cover background has a space book, yeah. But
So you did
Zai
change
go-
the profile picture for us? It's like, oh, this is what I really look like, guys.
No, because that would
Zipper.
probably cause mass panic within the human community. Zai has the the
Okay,
Valorant
no,
version of space book.
I just went back for the language skill, the language checks and whatnot. No, yeah, Baby did in fact beat me by 1, but I fucking wiped the floor
Yep.
with the crazy AI.
The
Yeah, because
crazy
you got
AI
a 9,
nearly
you got an
failed,
11, BB got
yeah.
12.
Honestly, I don't give a shit about anything else but BB in that one. 3.5 thousand XP.
Okay.
7 weeks in the making.
Well, how much
So-
XP did you
Okay,
get for
bitch.
teaching BB something?
3,500.
Diego!
Because it took him 8 weeks.
Yeah.
It was
Literally the
real
second
simple that it
session.
should have took like 1 week.
No, but it was
So,
also like in character reasons. Like there was no reason for Zai to teach him the language.
So
So we come back in after our meeting in the fridge.
Mustache, you're not
And-
GM. Shut up.
The first thing we see is Andrew turning around, walking away, and saying, "I'm gonna go take a shower. This is fucking ridiculous." I was hoping to meet aliens. Talk to, well, cool aliens. I say,
So-
glancing over his side with a joking thumbs up.
Right.
At this point, Vincent has taken the teleport around the ship instead of walking.
That's awesome. What's their name? The heretics.
uh, I'm gonna send
They're
it,
all called Steve.
but
Like, what's this? The Nexus name?
yeah, the
Or do
Nexus
you-
name.
Yeah. Because as soon like Zai, if we're starting right afterwards, Zai has processed this information relatively quickly.
Yep.
And is now just finding out all information. Like he's trying to. Well, I mean, since we're in the system, he's like connected to the internet and is googling them and like finding out thing he can.
I think Andrew's high. Not Andrew.
Uh,
I'll kill Tyan.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Um,
Zai's just trying to find anything and everything he can out about them.
Okay. So yeah, you guys, you get met on the your ship gets met on the edge of like Voronic space. And there's obviously the big blockade fleet, which is primarily made up of the ships that you can see. And yeah, they send like a small fighter escort, like take you in. You're going to be landing on like one of the on
Moons.
Annuus before
Oh,
then heading out towards the moon
Starvation.
where this is actually all going down. So yeah, the captain kind of like should say to all of you, I don't know what to expect down there. Zai, will us going in armed provoke a untoward reaction?
Captain, a few hours ago, I thought that my people were in peace and everything was well and good. Now I'm finding out that they're being sent in to fix the problem. I have absolutely no idea.
She nods.
They expect us to be armed. I'm assuming. But
Good.
there's no point hiding what you're here for.
She nods. Good.
They know.
Then we will be. I want everybody
start
armed up and
Threaten
armored.
them.
Yeah, she looks towards you, Zai. So yeah, it's just as I want you all armored up and armored and weapons ready. When we get boots on dirt, we're gonna go find out what we're gonna be here to do. I have a few
Also-
ideas, but
I would like to mention, do not take your masks off for any reason whatsoever. You will suffocate within a minute.
You don't say.
yeah, like as you're like going down into atmosphere, like the ships, like
Atmospheric warnings?
yeah, the sensors are like atmosphere toxic, like do not step outside without proper like breathing apparatus. Atmosphere toxic, like
Don't our suits only last for 6 hours?
without recharge. Yeah.
I would assume we would bring
Cool.
Spare
would come back to
batteries.
ship or something.
Just get spare batteries.
That means I gotta put my suit on now. Shit.
Yeah,
We
like
haven't
go
rolled
back
about
to the
something?
room to actually put on the suits. Grab
Yeah,
all the
I
I
weapons.
can't use
weapons,
my,
That's like,
I can't use
let's
my,
just-
I can't use my shield as well. Which
You
means
could use a breather.
that's
Yeah.
I'd have to get a bottle every 6 hours, though, wouldn't I?
Zai is in his combat field uniform. I'm not in his suit.
Okay.
With the shield.
This is the first time you can breathe on the planet.
I mean, I can always breathe on the planet. I just can't be seen.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you basically the ship comes down into like a spaceport type deal. It's been like you can tell as you're going in, and especially you can tell as this has been like cleared out of any like Voronic ships to allow access for the like ship that you guys are in
Basically,
to
they don't
actually
want anyone to see
land
us.
here. Yeah, it's that, and you're in a big ship, and you know
Okay.
they've basically sectioned off an area of this port
It's hard
for
to find
you.
room to land such a big ship. pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. And there definitely are like spaceports on like the planet big enough to land the ship, but yeah, they've just sectioned off an area to, like specifically for the Inquisitor. But yeah, you guys touch down, and the ship goes through like all of the like landing procedure. You get multiple warnings about the atmosphere outside not being breathable. To if you're going outside, equip like breathing apparatus and make sure all of your like gear is sealed and so on and so forth. Which is no problem for you guys. Like you've got enough time to like properly check over all your suits and like rebreathers if you're not wearing the suit.
Yeah, make sure you have everything set up.
Yeah, yeah. So the after you guys are all suited up, like the captain probably calls you back to the like the bridge after you guys are all suited up. So before you actually get off the ship.
So, while we're all fitting up, Andrew comes over the comms and he goes, "Did I bring a backpack full of like emergency oxygen tanks in the event that something goes horribly wrong while we're dealing with this?"
If you want.
Yeah, Captain goes back. That's probably a good idea. I recommend everybody brings at least
Alright.
2 spare tanks.
Okay, so this is the part where Andrew just fucking fills it back to the brim with oxygen. About how many would be, Liam?
um,
It's 1 encumbrance per
yeah.
tank.
Okay. Then
I'm
just
not
gonna hold
encumbrance, I
like a
can't really carry
trillion.
anything more.
Oh, the assault suit weighs 2, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I have 2 encumbrance free. I'll take 2 tanks.
Okay, works for me. Even though it doesn't alien carrying tanks. Nah, okay. You really stop being racist.
Yeah.
I'm not carrying a rocket launcher, so I'll carry Atmos filter instead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So Zai has 2 oxygen tanks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm bringing 1 oxygen tank.
So yeah, she the captain calls you all back to the like back to the bridge. And yeah, so she's standing there. She's in the same like black like assault suit that you are. Her helmet is like on the table in front of her. She says like Zai, recommendation here. You are the tech expert. How helpful would an AI be on this mission? We can integrate one with
What?
Mary's armor.
Well, I mean, what is the mission? I still am not entirely sure on that.
Neither am I. We need to
Yeah,
get
so what are
briefed
you
first.
doing here? I
I'm
thought you
assuming
finished
your
up with
people will be
AI.
doing that.
Yeah.
BB, I'm assuming you mean BB. BB is the smartest member of our crew, besides Vincentia, which I remember. BB can be insanely valuable. my people have been working with AI for a very long time. Much of our technology is adapted for them to be integrated with. I suggest we bring V. He is primitive compared to some AI on the planet. No offense, BB.
Some taken.
I do not mean offense.
I know.
But V will still. AI essentially function the same no matter their programming. The same as a human brain and a Valoran brain is essentially the same.
You really
just
like to
slightly different.
over-explain things, don't you?
Yes, bring BB. Yes.
She knows. Okay.
Oh, that's
BB.
fine.
BB, get yourself into a chip. Mary, you fine with this?
Well, I'd have no problem. It'll be funny.
Captain, are you coming?
For the first part of this, at least, yes.
Oh, there's only one other member who can do the talking. I suggest you let me
Besides,
do
he
the
speaks
talking.
the language, right? So I can ask him to translate.
Yes, BB, it would be incredibly helpful if you could translate for the rest of the crew.
I can do that.
Won't be as fluent, but
yeah. Okay, so
This is the part where you see Andrew just like come walking down the hallway to where everyone is, sort of clanking a bit with every step.
because of
You
all the
see a
oxygen tanks, yeah.
backpack. You just see a backpack, just like tossed over his back, yeah. And it is absolutely filled with oxygen tanks. To clarify, there are 8 oxygen tanks in it.
Because if that thing takes a shot, it'll probably explode.
Oh, I know. I'm going to fucking explode if this gets hit at all.
Alright.
Captain, one point of interest, Vincentia.
Yes.
Vincentia, are you alright to wait here for our return? Or would you prefer to talk to the Valoran?
It would seem to me the ship's going to get very lonely soon. And the blue
Ship's gone.
avatar appears again in the room. And like gracefully steps down onto the table.
Would you like me to give you the codes to contact the... I have a name. He says something to do with AI and
Yep.
Valoran. I have a name for them, but I can't be stopped looking it up right now. Would you like me to give the transmission codes and my personal codes to you, so you may contact them if you wish?
She says, yes, I think that would be good.
Yeah, I transfer them over.
Okay.
Vincentia, it has been an honor and a privilege to meet you and get to know you. I have not had the pleasure in some time to meet a new developing AI in your position. Thank you.
He kind of tilts her head. And thank you for your knowledge of your language.
Anything.
It will be helpful. Okay. So, is there anything else any of you want to do or grab before you head off the ship?
I've got
Not
literally
really.
everything I need in my backpack.
Yep.
Can I take the mech?
Okay, if you ask that in character at any
I would
point,
say
I'm pretty
no.
sure everyone turns towards you and just simultaneously
Yeah.
no.
I'm not into
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It just frowns.
The captain says no. Alright, so you head out to the like the docking ramp the helmet. The captain like puts a helmet on, checks all the seals. I'm assuming any of you guys will do the same. Just have a quick last like check over your gear and your equipment, check over all the seals, make sure everything's good before you step out into oxygen in which you cannot breathe. And you'll
I've
meet.
done it every day. It's fine.
Yeah. You're met. You're met at the bottom of the docking ramp by a female Velron who offers her hand to shake, basically. The captain takes it, shakes her hand, and the Velron says in kind of broken English, like awkward English.
Zai English.
Yeah, like probably actually worse than Zai's English. Like it's
Oh my, that's
very
Diane
heavy.
spent
Yeah.
most of
Yeah.
his life
Yeah, we had
speaking
that last time with
humans.
the captain, whoever taught us before, had
Yeah,
terrible English.
it's really like heavily accented. It's not amazing. And she says something along the lines of
Welcome to our home planet.
she says something along the lines of you may call me Thine. And yeah, so the captain and her kind of exchange some words. And after a brief exchange, she gestures you to follow her. And you guys are led through this spaceport. You see a lot of like what you now associate with Volronic like architecture all around you. You head through the spaceport. You see more like Velrons kind of going to and fro around the space station. And yeah, she leads you out onto the street where there's a grab vehicle waiting for you, and she like gestures for you guys to step inside.
Is she wearing AIO uniforms?
Oh, sorry.
Is she wearing like AIO uniforms?
Let me see.
A New Zealand intelligence operative. So like the main.
Yes, she would be.
I saluted her. Wait, is she his superior?
Sorry.
Like, does it did it look? Is she his superior?
Yeah.
He's
Zai
saluted.
probably knows her. And, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So yeah, she steps forward into the sits down in the like kind of equivalent of like a limo, but not fancy. It's kind of like a stretched grab vehicle that you can all sit in. Do you guys just all hop in? Yeah.
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vincent's looking very awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
When
imagine.
Andrew, I would say Andrew gets in last. He just settles the bag of oxygen tanks in his lap.
Okay.
I
So yeah,
looked very happy.
you're driven through the like the downtown of like the city, and yeah, you're led through and you reach a like a large building in which she steps out, and you can see like the same like patch or logo or imagery which is on her uniform, like adorns the front of this building. And she kind of nods politely and kind of like gestures for you guys to go forward. The captain kind of like glances around at you guys and then takes off towards the doors of the building, where you can see another you can see like a male Velron who's in the for Yuzai, he's in the uniform of the like the navy, like whoever controls the blockade fleet.
Okay. So that would there would also be like the little metal plates on his hand,
Yeah,
in replace of the scales.
Yeah.
I salute him and greet him like very formally.
Yep. Yeah. So the captain kind of lets you take the lead a little bit here because you know all the kind of like.
Yeah, in that case, I introduce myself very formally, and then I introduce them, like the rest of the crew, very formally.
Yep.
Like in the case, like if the chief, like in like old times, like if a chieftain was speaking for his tribe or something.
Yep. Okay.
Like in that kind of sense.
So
like representative of the chieftain.
the male Velron standing in front of you. He says like in your language. He says thank you, and then he says your full name, like he uses your full name, but thank you.
We're not going to
Zaga.
bother with that.
Yeah, he says thank you, Zaga.
Liam, just as a note, unless I specifically see otherwise, I am constantly reactivating metalinguistics.
Yep.
Like just as a thing.
That's cool. So like BB is
I've had it mastered, so you know.
BB is like actively translating this to those in the squad who can't speak or understand.
The full introduction probably takes a
Velronic.
few minutes.
Yeah, like it takes a while. Like they're literally, it's just like title after like greeting after honorific
Very,
after.
very long-winded people.
Yeah.
I ask you to introduce me as Star-Lord.
And yeah. So it goes through. And you know him as fuck, I can't say half these fucking.
As insert name
send
is
it-
too
Send
long
it to
for
me.
him to
Just
actually
put it
pronounce.
in chat and I'll say it for you.
Yeah, let's do that.
I can pronounce all of them. I mean,
Trigon?
Trigon.
Yeah,
Trigon.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he
Half of them
introduces
are just
himself
as
as that.
they sound.
And yeah, you know him. You know him as Trigon. He's the current like commander of the at least this Nexus is part of the like blockade fleet.
Right.
And yeah, so he leads you up into the building. The
What
captain's kind of
Nexus
like,
is this?
what's that? Sorry.
What Nexus is this?
Uh,
If you don't have a name, it's fine.
There you go. Wait, no.
Uh, whatever. I'm not sure if you've chosen one. That's why I went off here. But like it's whatever the ruling the like current Nexus that controls like pretty much like the capital city on.
Okay, so like probably the military branch of, because there's like 6
Yeah.
Nexuses that control it, and then
Yeah.
but like the one that is the most militarist, like has the best military.
Yeah.
I haven't got a name, so it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
okay, I'll just send one. I'll choose one and send one then. Yeah, so that's the Nexus that controls this area.
Dun Gilliam.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the
There's
names
no
up to
second
you.
I.
Crangillum, sorry. Crangillum.
So yeah, he leads you up into like what you kind of recognize as like what's essentially a briefing room. Or like the Velronic like equivalent. And he starts running you down in like just through the kind of like general situation. So he's like he says along the lines of and this is all in like Velronic, so BB is translating this. But it's along the lines of the Nexus that fought back against our ways. They took any ships they controlled. They brought them off to the moon, to Kalum. And he points out one of the moons of like Velronic space. And he explains that like they're actually gained like one way or another. They've gained a lot of like traction. They're like the ideals and stuff they're putting forth are actually going places, which is strange because like obviously like Velronic culture goes completely against this. So most of the moon, which they're currently controlling, are like basically filled with their supporters. Anybody who like wasn't a supporter fled the moon, and anyone who like supported them but from elsewhere basically left and kind of like just picked up and left and found like refuge elsewhere. So basically, the main faction, so the main like Nexus, he explains the way they did it. So they split up into like 6 different like kind of mini smaller factions that forcibly took control of the moon's resources, because the moon is controlled by like 6 different like nexuses. So they split up and had one person in each of those, and just took the moon with their like ideals. And he says, our people, they move away from violence or conflict, even with our own kind, even with and he says a word. It's just the same. It's the same. Essentially, like in English, it translates to like heretic. Um, like even these like heretics are people shy away from doing what is necessary, and this is why your intervention. And he kind of like sneers at that in a way. Like he doesn't look like he's happy to have to like call on humans to do this. This is where
Diamond
your
like gives off a caution, like be careful, like just like a tone, like a vibration.
yeah, okay. This is where like your intervention is necessary. And he yeah, so he basically runs. He says so. The 6 different nexuses around the moon are each controlled by a supporter of this group to, well, to do what is necessary. These supporters need to be forcefully removed from their positions. I leave the method of that up to you. We can provide transport to the moon and any sort of contacts or anything you might need to get set up. But the actual details or definitions of the plan are left to you.
So what kind of ideals is he actually promoting?
I translate for Mary.
Yeah,
Well,
so
like specifically a list of what he actually tries to achieve.
yeah, so he like essentially to his goals is each one of the 6 like Velron in charge of these nexuses need to be like killed, essentially, assassinated. They need to in some way, and this is where like the Velron have their own plans for this. After you've like your job is to basically go in and like eliminate these like 6 Velron, but the Velron themselves have plans to try and like break apart the support after the head's been cut off the snake, break apart the rest of the like supporters. They have their own plans for that. But yeah, your guys' job is essentially to go in and take out these 6 like, heads of state, for lack of a better term.
So, obviously, over comms, I'll say comms specifically to Zai, since he's the only one here that can currently speak Ron.
I can.
Oh, well, yeah, true. I forgot that you can.
Yeah, you know that.
yeah,
so.
you-
Whatever. I'll
have-
do it to I'll do it to Zai.
You can
I'll
speak
just I'll do
Velronic,
it just to
you
Zai
can't. You speak
anyways.
monotonic.
Well, no,
What
my
do you say?
face literally can't do the thing.
I can do it.
Like
well,
you
can
can
get BB to speak for you.
Either
like
way, I go straight to Zai and I go. I suggest that you ask him for profiles of our targets, appearances, general descriptions. So basically, a picture of
I
all
say back to
6.
you and Valronic, like, why don't you do that?
Because I can't speak the language.
you can.
Yeah,
You
can.
just can't get the
Right.
like more
The
background
emotion.
inflections in. Yeah. But you can get like meaning across.
Speak
Yeah, you just-
monotonic, basically.
Okay.
You just
So,
can't convey emotion very well.
Alright.
Can't you?
So
Yeah, like I said, you just. Yeah.
with Zai saying that, I will sort of turn on my suit speakers and I will try to ask him for profiles on our targets.
Okay. Yeah, like he looks. Your grasp of the language is pretty. Like it's not bad. It's
Pretty
really
good
bad.
for like
Yeah.
21 days.
Yeah, it's he looks kind of like
I give off a
surprised.
tone of pride.
Yeah, he looks kind of like surprised at first. That like you're speaking their language. And yeah, then he pulls up like profiles on each of the 6 individuals.
Is it in
How
English
fast-
or Valronic?
It's
How
Velronic.
fast would I suffocate if I took my helmet off? Out of curiosity.
1 minute. He said 1
Yeah.
minute.
I
Yeah.
said 1 minute.
A minute.
Just gotta
It's
love
I mean,
inhaling
however
all
long
that
you can hold your
methane.
breath, however long you can hold your breath for, and then like a minute, really, right?
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
how is gravity on here?
Good question, Zai. How is gravity? What's compared to Earth?
It's a
How is
little bit
gravity?
it's a little bit lighter, so
Okay.
would be a
0.8.
little bit more buoyant.
Probably like 0.8 G to Earth gravity, I guess.
Something like that, yeah.
It wouldn't be like
Well-
the moon. It would be like it would be like noticeable if you weren't wearing power armor.
Yeah.
So you probably can notice it. Mary probably can't.
What?
You probably can't
The
notice
moon,
the difference in gravity.
The
because you're
moon
wearing-
is like a lot lighter than the Earth, by the way.
No, I know. That's why I
Yeah.
said it's not comparable to the moon.
Oh no, I was like, damn. It's like 8 less than it.
Yeah, it's like I mean, if you jumped, you would get like an inch higher.
Yes,
If
I mean,
that.
so it's, say if you say the Earth's like 1, then this is like 0.8 because the Earth is like the moon is like 0.1 to 1.
Yeah, it's like 0.7
yeah.
or something
So
like that.
let me get this straight. It's a +1 to acrobatics, right?
It'll probably be a minus because we don't know how to do it properly.
Or not acrobatics.
I
athletics.
take off my helmet
And you instantly die.
and I look at him. I say, "How exactly do you expect the humans to infiltrate the human hating part of your race?" Then I put my helmet back on before I die. And I say,
It's like
"Power,
literally
obviously."
skin into a vacuum.
I'm like,
Like speaking, like what's the atmosphere is 78.4% argon.
yeah, it still worked for
Pretty
briefly.
sure argon is
No, it's
highly poisonous.
Yeah, I know.
It is.
That's
That's
why I
why
chose it.
that's why I also then purge toxins from my body. Because
Yeah.
I'm a biocyon.
Is that the only reason why you wanted to do it? Just so you could use
No,
that?
I
No?
found. Oh,
But there's
No.
more. So.
Okay.
I have to.
yeah.
But if I need to, I will purge the toxin from my
there,
body. 'Cause I
if
can.
anyone's curious, there would be a display on your suits probably 78.4% argon, 21.6% nitrogen.
Well,
Trace
yeah.
other gases.
So yeah, the
Well,
the
we could form a sports team and challenge them to a duel of some kind, right? I mean, these people probably hate humans, but they haven't seen many.
Don't say that.
So it translates every word. It
Yeah.
conveys like slight sarcasm,
yeah.
like as if Mary is being sarcastic, because he doesn't want to make her seem like an idiot, because he doesn't know if she is being sarcastic or not.
The like the Velronic like captain like ignores that.
Possibly.
And yeah, he says I don't expect you to blend in. You're here to make a noise.
When he says that, Vincent cocks a shotgun.
He kind of gestures towards you.
We can't hear anything though.
If Zai translated, I mean.
Phoebe's translating.
Phoebe's
translating, yeah.
I translate the sound of the shotgun.
Vincent cocks a shotgun.
Yeah.
That makes a concerned sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just sort of lean over past everyone, look straight at Vincent. Then I lean back into my place, and in comms specifically to him, I go, I swear to God, if you get anywhere near me with that thing while I'm carrying these, I will personally run up to you and kill you while I'm about to explode. I will make sure you die with me.
The captain like you can't see it, but like the captain like smokes. There's so yeah, she the captain kind of like nods towards the like the Velronic guy and says if you don't mind, I'd like to have a couple of words on my squad. I'm assuming somebody translates that for her.
I translate it, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he just nods.
But like way more crisply than she said it, because
Yeah.
she doesn't know Valorant customs.
Yeah,
and, like,
she like he like nods and like, basically shows that yeah, that's cool, it's fine, you can do it. So he kind of like turns around and just like walks out of the room, kind of the doors like shut behind him.
Check his Skype's Liam as well, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, cool. Making
and
sure you know that.
yeah, she says, from what I gather, we're going to be walking into a war zone. I would be ready for that. If there's anything, if there's anything else you need to grab, you have a little bit of time before we need to head out.
I would like to note that this won't be a war zone like you've ever seen it. There probably won't be that much debris. Though, that being said, something like this hasn't happened since before the Howl.
She says, understood. From, I can't imagine these people are going to be amazingly happy to see us. There will be resistance on the ground. We do our job. We've been sent here to help them do whatever they need to do, and they need us to kill these people.
Well, what kind of resistance are we talking about? Do I need to bring my rocket launcher?
She kind of looks towards I.
This is the Tulkil Tayan were the forefront of the Spec Op operations. They were the most numerous. If they are militarized, they will be very militarized. But there is going to be a much larger civilian population than there will be military forces. They aren't trained in. They're trained in small groups, up to 5 or 6, no more. That they won't know how to. They won't be fighting in mass numbers. It will be small groups. So I assume they have structured it somewhat more sensibly, more condensed. But it shouldn't, he says that really questioningly, be highly defended. Though that I don't like stammers off.
So yeah, anyone looking at Andrew's like internal helmet display or camera rather, like if they bring it up on their display, just sees him getting more and more excited as though he's about to do something he hasn't done in a long time.
Got to take massive shit in his power armor.
Exactly.
So the captain kind of like
Space
looks
poops.
to you. She says, with that in mind, I would recommend somebody takes a form of explosives. You never know when it could come in handy.
Let me put it this way: there won't be that as many tangos, I think is the term you use, than there were on previous missions. Well,
Does the
first
captain have a
mission.
ghost talker?
Yeah, she has all the cyberware that you have, and probably
Okay.
more.
Okay.
Didn't help
Specifically
repeat
to
me a fight
her.
though, did he?
Specifically to her. Though I can always agree with that idea, I don't believe now would be the best situation for her, considering that our only explosives expert happens to be extremely xenophobic.
So, what kind of armor will they be wearing? I mean, we're TL5 planet. They're bound to have some heavy equipment.
Have you seen my armor?
Well, yeah.
More advanced than that. That was stripped down to blend in.
I look over at Zion and go, "Can we have some? Do they have any? Can we?"
The armor I wear is incredibly symbolic, and no, the short
Is there
answer.
any
Can-
non-symbolic?
It is, each set is crafted specifically for the wearer. You could get some made for you if you found a crafter who liked you and were willing to spend money and months getting fitted for it and designing it. Then yes.
The captain,
So through like just sort of where his chin would be on his helmet, Andrew just sort of brings his hand up to it and just rubs it, just contemplating. He just does this for
You're
a
not
few
getting
minutes.
the armor, Harper.
So
Drops his hand down, very disappointed.
the captain says, from what I know of the Valorons and how they fight, like as I said, they'll be operating in smaller groups. They may have technology over us, but well, as long as they don't get too good a jump on us, we should be fine.
Zai pulls out his pistol, the Valron, and he this is more than 60 years old. Our technology has improved slightly, not much, as we had a lack of needing weapons, but there's a chance that they could be better than this. This is an antique.
She nods, and she reaches like round behind her, and she pulls like a really like a wicked looking like metal knife. She says, "So is this?"
That
and
is
yeah,
like
sheaves
a
it
feather.
back.
So for anyone who can understand, there is a tone of like slight admiration for her keeping an antique.
Wow.
So only BB, Elijah, and Andrew.
Yeah, I understand that. So yeah, if there's anything any of you want to grab from the ship, this is your.
I want to grab something, and then I
Yep.
want to go find Aaron with it.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Well, if they have TL5 armor, then I'm not gonna equip grenades. I'm just gonna go for the rocket launcher.
Okay.
And just blow them apart.
Yeah, I
I'm
gave you
gonna
the
grab some more
Vex
explosives.
Vex weapon, Andrew, but you gave it back to me. So
Vincent
Well, yeah,
is
but
holding
that
more
was when
explosives.
we first got them.
yeah,
Yeah, I have
you
the
still give
cannon.
it back to me, so I'm gonna go give it to Aaron.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I'll
Well, I'm
take
gonna
it.
offer it to him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I still have the same like opinion that you just won't take it again, so I'm just gonna give it to Aaron. That was basically what I was gonna do.
Even though you
I
saw
can't
me all
guarantee I'm gonna
fascinated
hit
and whatnot up
anybody.
there while we were all inspecting them in the med bay.
And
And by
yeah,
all, I mean
basically.
me, you, and
Yeah, could have asked for it. Elijah still things like, well, you gave it back. I didn't see the point in trying to give it to you again. Basically.
Enter.
And Mary's got the heavy cutter, and I've got my gun. I'll find the bonuses for you and give them to you in Skype, Justin.
Okay, yeah, no, that'd be good.
They're somewhere in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Vincent just grab some more explosives.
So I
In a
am
second.
messages his family. Just like lets them know how he's doing.
Sure.
Because I've few things. Where are we
It's a
currently?
projectile gun, isn't it, Liam?
Yeah,
Vex
the
one.
Vex is a projectile weapon.
Yeah.
1d12, basically combat rifle damage and all that shit. Right?
Yeah.
I calm Zai and I go, will human projectile weapons work on the moon?
It's
Yes.
being terraformed.
Oh. Okay. Okay. They, but with your
Damn it.
atmosphere, right? Yeah.
It's the same density as oxygen, your atmosphere. Should be fine.
Okay.
Does that mean we have to take off our helmets and shit?
No. It's
The density.
there's still horribly poisonous gas everywhere.
Yeah.
It just means your weapons will operate without
Yeah.
exploding or not firing.
If it wasn't the
Sweet.
same density, Zai would explode if he took his armor off inside the ship.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Okay. So yeah, if there's anything anyone wants to grab from the ship, put it chuck on your character sheets. No.
Did you take
I think I've already
Horizon?
loaded my stuff on all the medic shit already.
So
Yeah,
considering
yeah.
we're going kill opposed to anything else, Andrew's dropping off his stun baton. He's taking the sniper rifle.
Good choice.
Oh god, finally.
Okay.
If anyone actually sees Vincent, you see like staring thoughtfully at the mech. Then he walks away.
So There's a Vincentia like her voice comes through the speakers when you're like looking thoughtfully at the map. She says I can always drop it off to you.
Might be helpful.
She says that would require me having access to the ship's controls.
I can't authorize that.
Damn right you can't authorize that.
Right.
I also check my email. Do I have a mail yet? It's been like 2 weeks. I sent it like the first day we left.
Maybe.
Cause I sent a to one of my old like dudes at the academy asking about grenades and
you
shit.
were looking at you were looking for
Metaphorical grenades.
metaphorical grenades. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if he had any leads on it, basically, or had some, etc., etc.
Yes.
It's been like 2 weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah, you get you do have an email back.
Okay.
It's from the professor, the same person like you messaged at the academy.
I think I gave you a name, but I didn't. Maybe not.
Yeah, I think you did. I just don't have it here. But it's
Yeah.
it's along the lines of like, oh, look, Elijah, it's great to hear from you after such a long time. The items in which you are asking for are highly restricted. I heard you're part of the military now. Is this something to do with that? I'm sure you would. Well, I'm sure if the Natasha Navy asked, you could probably requisition some. It might take time, but I'm sure we can get some together. And then yeah, the message ends with like a farewell. Look forward to
That's
hearing
his
from you
name
again.
there.
Yeah, so that's the
In Roll20.
title there.
Well,
I
since we
sent
have
you a
the
better image
profile,
on. Sent you a better image on Skype, Liam.
Thank you.
I basically just let the captain know that this could be a thing. Like I send her a mail, obviously. Like,
Okay.
I don't
You like-
say it to
do you
her,
like
so I send
forward
her a
the
mail,
message,
like,
or-
dude, like, can I get some of these, please?
Okay.
Yeah, I forward the message and send a thing like, I want some, please.
Alright. Yeah, she'll go right to it. That's good.
But yeah, like you know how when Vincentia asked if Vincent wants the mech dropped off, he says has no authority. He essentially goes, if you want authority, if you want to be able to control the ship, ask the captain, because it's not up to me.
Okay, sure.
And
So yeah, there's a scene that happens between Vincent and the captain, but I don't think any of you would be there to see that.
No.
That would be watching.
Basically,
Are you saying that just to have him talk to himself?
yeah, you just want
If
to hear
that
him
ends,
talk
I
about
would be
that.
watching.
Give us the rundown.
Yeah. So it comes
Yeah.
basically the discussion comes down to the point of if like it's needed, like because there's basically like when they put BB onto like Mary's armor, there's still like a fragment of BB that's left in the ship.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's basically said like the final agreement is that like if it's needed, the fragment, although it has like limited capacity, well, it's not doesn't fully have BB's like direct attention. It's like yeah, it can basically give her access if it's needed.
well, I'm just going to be controversial, and since we have the profiles of the targets, I want to ask Sai if he can see what they're about. I mean, they're called heretics. They probably have a YouTube channel or something with some speeches
They
or whatever.
probably have a YouTube channel with some speeches.
They have
When
a
you call them
space
heretics,
YouTube channel.
Zai says that they're not heretics in the English or the space English or whatever the language is called.
Spanglish.
Yeah, they're not in Spanglish, of course,
Spanglish.
but
Yeah.
we have translation, so you
Heretic
have
is
like
it's not. They're not religious. Heretic is the best English equivalent.
just say common.
Common.
Hmm.
Base common.
Spanglish. I like that a lot more.
English.
Picture of a rock.
There's no
Look, man,
real comparison.
Liam, I meant the DM makes the rules. Not you.
Hey, is that the planet or the moon?
Google.
Yeah. So I have been doing like research on these people since like weekly information, like just in the back of my head. There's like googling and shit.
Yeah.
Have I
Okay.
found anything?
Yeah, they're the like leader, so the one who's in charge of like all of the six. He is his nexus is very heavily linked to like some of the stealth kind of missions that went on. They were very good at their job.
Okay, yeah. So from back in the day when I was like working on that, like basically their tech support.
Yeah.
I probably kept some of those files because it's Zai would do that.
Yep.
Have I like yes? Have I found anything like are they cruel or like stuff like what have they done differently than other squads would have done from other nexuses?
So
And I'm assuming this isn't the only nexus that operated like this, but they're just now the most prominent.
yeah, they're not so much like cruel, but they were very effective. Like you've got uh in the like you call them the mission like breakdown. There's like success after success after success after success, like against multiple like human targets, even like a couple of like Vex targets later on. But yeah, like every mission they ever went on was a success. They never had a failure.
That's really impressive.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, kind of. Humans are kind of shit at technology, but still.
So nice. You're racist. Why can't I be racist?
Matt's racist against humans.
So, just over general comms, I go. Zai, do your people use normal glass? And in the sense of normal glass, I mean that of what humans use.
I don't know the chemical makeup of glass.
I would assume so.
I mean, similar. It would be made in a similar sense.
I would assume it would
Okay.
break the same way.
That's all I need to know.
You want to shatter a glass window, don't you?
Do you mean it would be enforced like higher up? Like most like skyscraper buildings would be enforced glass just so wind pressure doesn't kill it. But yes, similar.
Okay.
Actually, a lot of the architecture is glass.
You just noticed that.
No, I'm just like, yeah, like a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot my people's number one fucking material of use is glass.
See-through metal?
Is someone really making a giant dick? Of course.
No,
No.
they're not. Okay. So
Stirlord.
yes, they're alert.
Starlord.
This
is a joke for Starlord.
Oh, damn it, Jake.
Okay.
This building is where Zai
He wants
lives.
a nickname.
Now I
Stirlord.
realize what he was doing when he took off the helmet.
This
is
is a
Zai's
joke
building.
for Starlord.
All right. So moving on quickly. There was so yeah. After you guys have geared up, the captain kind of like calls you because you're all back on the ship. The captain kind of like calls you to the bridge, and she says, "As much as I would like to go with you, as much as I'd like to be back in the field, that's not my job here. I'm informed I'll have comms with you the entire time, hopefully. So if you need anything, radio in. I'll be with the ship. Does anyone have any last minute queries about this?
Well, so how big is the battlefield?
The moon.
It's a fucking moon.
Yeah, but we have like 6 targets.
Do you understand?
So
Do you
are we?
understand?
Zai, look. They'll be spread out throughout the planet, the moon. They will each
Has any
be.
fighting already taken place?
What's that, sorry?
No.
Has
I
any
assume
fighting already taken place? Sorry.
No.
They will be in each of the 6 capitals of the moon. I assume, unless they're all congregated in a
Yeah.
council.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they holding some kind of speech somewhere?
How long have they been
Oh
in
my
power for?
God.
Like, that's a pretty important bit of it. Like, how long have they been in power of the moon for?
Month maybe.
The day you left.
Okay, so they're probably all in their like respective cities.
Yeah. You'd think so.
So, anyone that sees Andrew, like, he's basically a fucking pack mule right now. He's got a backpack with 8 oxygen tanks. This big silvery metal case is like hanging just below that on a series of straps. His mag rifle, mag pistol, mono blade just all shoved into various pockets and slings. And then he's got like just a bag around his waist just filled with fucking thermal flares. And then the low light goggles on his head.
Okay. So.
Oh, did I ever get a response from his cousin about like Andrew learning shit?
Was it about piloting?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, piloting.
Like that sent out as soon as we got in system.
Yeah, could someone tell me how to fly one of these things or drive? Because I don't think it's going to be the same here.
No,
Yeah.
it'd probably be like through the mind.
So.
I'm going to need a bit more than that.
Yeah, you don't have a response straight away. Like you don't have a response yet.
Okay, I mean I've also emailed all my family and shit, just like saying hi. I'm alright. I'm still alive.
Yep. Okay.
Update on family news. What's the goss? How's the political structure going?
Same as when you left, man. Like, not much has changed.
Still pretty much in charge.
Yeah, man. They haven't been overthrown yet.
No, I mean
Yet.
There's time.
I mean, we'll
Give
see.
us-
We'll see how this mission goes, shall we?
Give us a week.
Okay.
don't
Um,
kill my people, Liam.
Your planet explodes. You're all the people dead. You're the last.
God,
Your
damn
planet
it.
explodes.
You and your
Everyone
handler
dies.
are your last remaining survivors of the
Dude, that would be a
species.
massive explosion
Dude.
as well.
We're gonna get some Star Trek remake in this shit.
Yeah,
And
man.
then you would know how Vincent feels.
We're gonna go Vulcan on your ass.
You actually go back in time to like just as you guys were like arriving in Sector, and the planet explodes, and you're just sitting on like an asteroid like a little bit away, just watching. Yeah, it's great.
A
Right,
single
then you
tear
know how
drops
Vincent
down
feels.
Zai's eye.
Captain,
And
see
then-
another ship. It's
And
the
then the
Enterprise.
Doctor Who team starts playing.
Okay.
Fire everything.
Fire everything.
As we leave, like
I love
when
that
we
line.
do
I
leave
love
the
that line
ship,
so
Vincent
much.
just turns to the captain and says, "Take care of the mech."
She nods. She says, you might be
Fire
seeing
everything,
it
she
before
fires the
long.
mech at them.
Before we leave, like officially leaves, I just if this is the last time we see each other, Vincent, here, like I said before, it has been a pleasure to meet you, and
Wait, do I have a quote for this?
dare I say, become friends.
No, I don't have a
Yeah,
quote for the
cool.
situation.
And you too. And she says your full name.
Yay!
Which I
No one
don't
here
No
can
one
pronounce
says
it.
his full
Which I-
name.
What you're
Maybe
saying
he does.
is Vincentio just starts saying random things as far as everyone else is concerned. Let's say if someone were to walk by, are you okay?
From?
Droning on for about 5 minutes.
Zai gives a very formal goodbye.
Yep. Okay.
That takes about an hour.
You
Uh,
could just like white out your alien birth certificate. So it's just Zyga. That'd
This
be-
is your full name, Zyga.
Oh, you can get a nickname like Elijah's done.
No.
like what?
Dude. I've
Dude.
nickname. Elijah's got a nickname now.
Steelard.
Sterler.
Damn it.
It sounds like Star Lord.
Star-Lord.
Dude.
Steelard.
Sterler.
Okay.
And her friend the Frog.
God damn it, Funhouse.
Oh god. Alright, so you guys oh shit. So yeah, you guys get sent you guys like get off, there's a like a shuttle, like a Velrunning shuttle waiting for you. like in the spaceport, and I assume you guys all load onto that and start heading off to the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Andrew just looks like he's going on vacation with a lot of friends.
The entire time I'm explaining to if Aaron is interested in how it like works.
Yeah, no, I would definitely be interested about that.
Yep. All right.
So just out of curiosity, do any of the Velron we've encountered like react in any specific way to the fact that Andrew's walking around with 8 fucking oxygen tanks?
You're getting
Well,
like
you
you get
probably
like
can't
some
see
odd
it.
looks. Nothing.
Can't
that-
tell if
Okay.
it's because you're human or not.
Yeah. You can't tell whether it's
Do,
because
do,
you're a
do I
human.
get many looks about my gun?
Like you're all getting looks, and you can't tell
Yeah.
whether it's because you are obviously human or, you know.
I would assume back when we were on the ship, we would have refilled our tanks from our short period.
Yeah.
Though.
Yep.
Yeah.
We recharge everything basically.
Liam, have you seen Stargate Atlantis?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
You know how the ships work in that?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's like what Valorant ships are.
Yeah. Sure.
Something like that, yeah. So like the big juggernaut ones like require
me.
a bunch of people to pilot.
Yep. All right. Sir.
Brilliant.
This seems a good time to take a break.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about.
Mainly because I need a pee.
Yeah.
I also
So
need to pee.
we'll take a quick break here, and then we'll come back with what
Alrighty,
happens
to
when
the
you land
pee
on a
room.
planet.
Okay.